Joe, we're on early. Hope everybody is well. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Testing, testing, testing. Ruby, Ruby, Ruby. So, I hope everybody is well. I hope everybody can hear me clearly. Let me know in the comments if you can hear me clearly. Don't forget to give me a thumbs if you like the stream. And you know the story. And yeah, as soon as I get a decent number of people on the stream, I will jump into the subject at hand. So yeah, let me know in the comments. Ruby, 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 can you hear me clearly? Can you hear me clearly? Testing, testing, testing. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, all right. Hey, how are you? Dr. Phil's eyebrows. There you go. That's good. I like that. Hey, Dimitri, how are you? Joining the military. What country are you in? Are you in the US? Let me know. So, welcome to the stream. Code Long and Profit, my friends. I hope everything is well with you. So, let me know in the comments if you can hear me clearly. If you're just joining the stream, please give me a thumbs up so that the Google algorithm knows that you appreciate this. Much appreciated. Boom, boom, boom. All right. I guess we'll get into it. First of all, how's the mic? How's the sound? Is the sound clear? I don't want to get into this. Have I ever, Paleo Conservative Australian says, have you ever done game dev, Uncle Steph? Just simple stuff. Nothing worthy of mention. What questions do you have? Because I have some friends who are very big into game development. Very clear. Okay, good. All right, cool. So we'll jump into the subject and then we'll do a bit of Q&A. So the subject is, let's dispel some coding myths, all right? So I got 4 myths that are very common, and I think this will help a lot of you out. And let's just jump into it. So myth number 1. The myth is math is important in programming. So as I wrote here on my X account, I wrote, better to know how to be a dungeon master, if you ever played D&D, than it is to be a math master. So why do I say that? Well, first of all, math is very fine-grained, lots of minutia. So if you were going to become an algorithm writer or developing a game engine, then math might be important, although a lot of the advanced math is now encapsulated in libraries. So that all said, 99% of development requires very little to no math. 99%, I would argue. A little add and subtract, that's about it. So worried about getting into development because of math, because you need advanced math, that's not true. One of the things I point out in my list of how to spot fake programming gurus is they tell you that math is important. It's not. If modern day development for most of the time has to do with more like architecture, it's more big picture. You got to bring a resource here, bring a resource here. Should we use this? Can we use that? That's what it's all about, really. Math is very, very fine-grained minutia. Train your brain to think in a certain way, in a logical way, but actually it's not exactly, it doesn't line up exactly with modern development for the most part. Okay, so that's myth number 1. Math is not important. So if you're worried about math keeping you from jumping into development, I wouldn't be too concerned about it. Myth number 2, very common in the development space. Algorithms are important in programming. Again, only about 1% of development requires elegant use of algorithms. There's only 2 reasons you would learn algorithms. A, if you're getting into a company like a Facebook or a Google or some AI, high-end AI development, research rather, where you have to work on huge amounts of data and be very, very efficient. The other reason to learn algorithms is for those silly companies that might test you for algorithms. Again, but in terms of 99% of development, you'll never have to delve into high-end algorithms, you know? So yeah, let's jump into myth number 3 now. Understanding advanced data structures is important. Nope. Again, one of those things. Data structures, beyond the basics that any good foundations programming course would teach you. My Python course, I teach basic data structures. My PHP course, I teach basic data structures. My JavaScript course, I teach data structures. Beyond that, you don't really need to know it. It comes in, again, these are things that only come into play, like data structures, having a really, getting to some more advanced data structures that are out there. I've been doing this for decades. It's very rare that it comes up, you know? So yeah, I wouldn't be worried about that. So that's myth number 3. Myth number 4, the final myth in this particular video. AI will replace developers within the next year or so, making programmers irrelevant. So how do I know that this is not going to happen? Because number one, software development is pretty complex. And you got to, again, as I mentioned earlier, you got to bring components from here and components from there, and components from there and everywhere. AI won't be able to help you there. AI will be able to help you find answers, speed up the process of writing the code, but any experienced developer will tell you that writing the code is just a part of the process. So I won't be too concerned about that. So how do you know when it's close, when it will be close that AI will be replacing developers? What will be the warning signs? Well, the warning signs will be when you see a whole bunch of other jobs being replaced by developers. You see, it has to do with complexity. And there's so many other jobs that are so far less complex than development that they're going to go long before software developers. So anesthesiologists, x-ray specialists, accountant, bookkeepers, all kinds, economists, many diagnostic roles that doctors may have. These are all things, this is all pattern recognition stuff. These are all things that will be replaced. Self-driving cars, but taxis, these are all things that will happen years before developers are replaced. So when you start seeing these things replaced, these professions, I just mentioned a few, then you can start thinking about development being replaced. So there you go. By the way, if you spot anybody saying that these are important, you know they haven't written professional code before. Highly unlikely. Unless they lived in a weird world where, for example, somebody, all he did was develop game engines for 20 years or something. I don't know. Again, for most development, math, algorithms, advanced data structures, they're not important day-to-day coding. Very unimportant. And AI, as I said, will only replace developers long after it replaces so many other fields and professions. There you go. Those are the myths. If you like this video, you like the content of this video, the structure, don't worry, we're going to go into some Q&A. If you like the content of this video, give it a thumbs up. Let me know about the sound as well. And yeah, so this is this mic here. Mic A, let me know what you think of the sound on this. I'm going to switch to mic B. We're going to see. So this is mic A. Everybody listen, mic A, this is mic A. And now we're going to go to mic B, because I want to see what you guys think of mic B. This is mic B right here. So mic B, I'm going to try out now. And they got a totally different sound signature. So, yeah. So this is mic A, testing, testing, testing. Ruby, 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 mic A, this is mic A. All right, so don't worry, I'm almost done with this. So now we're going to switch to mic B. All right, so now we are on mic B. Tell me, which do you prefer? The first mic, mic A, or this mic? This is mic B. Now you're listening to mic B. Let me know what you prefer, mic B or mic A. Which one is the better sounding mic to your ears? Let me know. I got so many mics, I don't know what to do with them. So this is mic B right here. Let me know in the comments, mic A or mic B. Mic B is the one you're listening to right now. That's it. They're both about the same price, in fact. So just different types of mics. Okay, we got votes. We got mic B, mic B. All right. If I get a girlfriend, will they stop taking me seriously at my coding job? I don't know about that. They might be jealous. Mike B, Mike B, Mike B, 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 B. So far, B is way ahead. We got a Mike A. We got a Mike A. We'll see what happens. This. Are you saying this mic is the one you prefer? This is Mike B, by the way. If you prefer Mike B, this is what you're listening to now, Mike B. Okay. The thing is that you teach me so much. Well, I'm glad I'm able to help you, Mr. Eden Agbo. Salut. Hey, how you doing, Eden? J'espère tout ça va bien avec toi. All right, how are we doing? 5:35. Yeah, I got to meet somebody about 20 minutes, half an hour. So the thing is that, okay, I got this one, this. Salut, bonjour. What are some of the ways developers are using AI APIs to make money? In many different ways. Yeah, it looks like the second mic, Mike B, this is the Rode mic here. This is the one everybody likes. So what are some of the ways that developers are using AI APIs to make money? Well, I have friends who are doing it. They're using AI to create custom chatbots. So they have their own AI, their own LLMs, but they also leverage ChatGPT and Gemini, I think is one of them. So that's one way. So you customize or use the output from AIs to process information and to produce a result. That's one way that they do it. I'm a visual designer doing well with contracts, but I want to diversify my skill set and try something solo. Do you think front-end or indie gaming makes more sense? In terms of making money, front-end all the way. I would actually do full stack if I were you. Full stack's not that hard, and you're going to open up many more job opportunities as a contractor. Indie gaming, that's high risk. That's like, say, I'm going to start a band and I'm going to make money selling my music on Spotify. Hello, I must say that I admire your work and you've been an inspiration for many of my videos. I've been in web dev for 10 years now. All right, that means you're a pro. What do you think about PHP is dead? Thanks. Well, only people who don't actually know anything about PHP. Look at the data in terms of PHP. I am language neutral and technology neutral. If I found a better technology, I switch to it, no problem. I'm not married to any technology. That said, if I'm creating an MVP, I want to get a web app up and running as quickly as possible, I'm going PHP 100% because it's just fast and easy to develop with, you know? That is for sure. How much PHP do I need to learn to become a WordPress developer? Just basics. Just do my PHP course. If you know your web stack, HTML5, CSS3, jump over, just grab my PHP course, standalone, or you can take my web dev course you want and do that. And that will teach you what you need to know in terms of PHP to get into WordPress. Most of the WordPress work is going to be working with the themes, maybe creating some plugins on occasion, but most of it's going to be theme work. So yeah. Do you think it's time to start learning quantum computing programming? Just on the side. I wouldn't go crazy with that stuff. Just on the side. Did I miss any questions up here? Okay, B is perfect. See, everybody like B. Everybody like B. Only one person liked A. Yago is the only person who liked A. Huh, that's interesting. Did we get all the questions here? I've been in PHP for 8 years altogether, and I still believe, there it is. I still believe it's the best tool for small, medium sites. Thank you. Yeah, me too. I looked at them all. I haven't looked, in fairness to Python and Django, Flask, in fairness to Express and Node, I haven't looked at those things in years. But when I looked at them, when I was evaluating projects, I without too much work, I was able to determine that PHP was the best solution there. What technologies do you prefer today? What do you think? What do you work mostly with? Well, my SaaS software, Studioweb, is based on PHP, and that's what I think is right now the best choice for web app development for small, medium. But again, I'm not married to anything. It all depends on the project. If you go in let's say you're a freelancer, you go into a particular place and they have their infrastructure in .NET, you're not going to use PHP, you're going to use .NET probably, 90% chance. Same thing if you go into a Java place or a Python. You got a company that's working with Python Django and they want to create new web apps and they already got an investment in Python Django. You're not going to switch off of that. So it depends on circumstances. Sometimes it may make sense to use Express and Node, you know. Again, it's all project specific. That said, my default is PHP these days. Hold on. How to learn software engineering without having to go to college? How to get started as someone with knowledge in web development? Tech by Usman. Well, there's several ways you can learn on your own. You know, do tutorials on YouTube and whatnot, or you can get my web stack course. We can get it inexpensively. I think it's like $39 US. That will take you everything you need to get your foot in the door. Foot in the door is an expression meaning getting to the point where you can start applying for jobs or start doing entry-level jobs, you know? Yes. So another way is you can join a boot camp. I would recommend mine because I think it's unique and it's far more affordable. So it depends. You don't have to get a degree. I got a course coming out. I got a video coming out on all that soon. Do you have a WordPress developer course as well? I retired it, but you won't need me to give you a WordPress developer course. It's pretty simple. Once you understand the foundations, which you'll learn with me, and if you decide to join my mentoring program, then I could guide you in that regard. But once you learn the foundations, then you can go look up how to create a theme with WordPress on YouTube, or just go to the WordPress site and you'll learn it. You go, oh yeah, it's pretty simple. Boom, 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 boom. Because WordPress themes which are the visual components of WordPress, they're just PHP pages. So if you know your HTML, CSS, a touch of JavaScript, and some PHP, you'll be fine. What's the next one? Yeah, plugins. You just got to learn. Again, it's PHP. Once you understand PHP, object-oriented PHP, which I teach, all that, then for you to learn how WordPress works is fine. See, the quickest way to learning how to be a pro WordPress developer is to learn your HTML well, your CSS well, some PHP, a touch of JavaScript. Then the WordPress stuff becomes easy. The mistake would be to try to go learn WordPress first and thinking that learning HTML, CSS, and JavaScript and PHP on the side were secondary. No. To get there more quickly, the primary things to learn are the underlying languages. If you don't mind, give me some thumb love if you like this stream. If you don't like my hat, give me 2 thumbs down to show me how much you hate my hat. And that's it. Let's go on. Let's see what else we got. How long does it take to learn PHP or WordPress? Can you do it in a weekend? Whoa. Depends on your level of skill. If you're like a developer with decent amount of experience, you could learn the basics of PHP in a few hours, you know, but you would know that. So I assume that you don't know development because you would know that. WordPress, again, to learn the basics, I don't know, give yourself, you'll be able to build basic themes if you give yourself, 8 to, 10 to 20 hours. And you're going to be pretty comfortable building basic themes in WordPress. Learning how to use WordPress, not that difficult. It's just a content management system. So you should be good there. How are we doing? All right. What do you think of Ruby on Rails? Well, I think that it had its day. It's legacy now. It's funny. Somebody was telling me that they want to get out of Ruby now, and people are complaining about Ruby. I don't know. It's becoming more of a niche language. You might be able to make some money with it now because hardly anybody wants to get into Ruby and Rails. So I think the jobs are fairly high paying, but it's becoming more of a rarity out there, that's for sure. But I don't know its weaknesses and strengths these days, Stephen, because Mr. Comtois, because I haven't looked at it in years. But its legacy in the 2008, 2007 period, it had a major impact in development. So they deserve their kudos for that. Let's get this bigger. After spending the last couple of years learning to code and getting stuck here and there, I'm finally working on my portfolio to get hired as a web dev. Hey, that's good stuff, man. You got to just keep going at it. Keep going, you know. You can learn it on your own. It will just take longer if you're disciplined and consistent. If you want to go faster, you can get an interactive course like mine, which makes it far, far easier. And if you want to even get it easier and take it to a higher level, you can take my bootcamp mentoring program, but it's not necessary. Depends on your aptitudes and your abilities. What is your favorite IDE for Python and Java projects? Well, the best Python IDE I have seen, and I haven't seen them all by any means, is PyCharm by JetBrains. And I also liked JetBrains Java IDE as well, IntelliJ. So those were both good, but you know, you might want to check out Visual Studio Code. That is actually very good as well. But that's, you know, when it comes to IDEs and code editors, that becomes a personal thing for a lot of people. Yeah. Is it enough to get hired with vanilla JS and HTML and CSS projects in my portfolio to get hired as a web dev? Or do I need some projects with front-end frameworks on my portfolio before applying? Try to build your demo website and then go out and do 2 to 3 free, small freelance jobs, local nonprofits, small independent coffee shop, whatever. You want to show Mr. 91 DeGrosse, you want to show that you're able to build real things. That's the key. Showing up with a portfolio of projects you picked up from YouTube videos or $10 courses, not the best. So you want to do real work, because a big part about being a pro developer is interacting with people, extracting requirements, delivering on requirements, blah, blah, blah. That's why I have people in my mentoring group. I have them once they do the foundations training, once they do their certification, once they build their portfolio site, then they go out and they do 2 to 3 small free projects for freelance, just to get their hands dirty, real code. If you're going to make an MMA comparison or analogy, boxing analogy, I used to box, you want to get in the ring. You know, you want to get in the ring and actually do a fight, do a few fights, or do at least some full contact sparring. That is important. If PHP is your backend, what's your front end stack? We use a bit of Vue here and there, but a lot of it's Bootstrap. Depending, like in the admin interfaces, we have some Vue implemented, Baz, Videv, but it's just Bootstrap for the most part. Thoughts on Justin Trudeau 1.8 billion package for Canada's AI sector? Well, it's good, but it's a little bit too late, you know? The problem with Canada's economy is so heavily weighted on real estate. They have not been investing for the last 8-10 years in technology. They just, now they're talking about doing it. That guy's gone, man. That guy is gone. So, yeah, he should have been doing this years ago. We're way behind. I think it was the OECD said that Canada is going to be the worst performing advanced economy for at least until 2060. I'm not kidding, 2060. That sucks. Are companies still creating new applications with Python Django? I'm sure they are, 100%. Or are most Python Django jobs all based on working on legacy code? I haven't done a survey, Infinite Youth, with regards to the Python Django job distribution. I don't know, but I'm sure there's still new ones being done. Oh, I couldn't say about other tools. Those are the two I'm familiar with. I just try them out. You know, a lot of times the choice between one IDE or code editor and another is personal. Depends what you want. When ChatGPT launched, you said in a video it couldn't solve major bugs or machine issues, sharing personal bug fix story. ChatGPT couldn't handle. With Devon's AI release, what's your view now? I haven't looked at Devon. you got to understand, when new technologies come out, when a company comes out with a new technology, they hype it. They hype it. Again, I welcome the day when AI can write clean code, because writing code is just a part of the development process. There's a lot more to it than that. So I welcome those days. I welcome it. It's not going to happen. I don't know when it's going to happen. I don't have a crystal ball, but I wouldn't be too concerned about it. No, sir. What do you think about this camera action going on? The dual cameras. Camera 1 and the other one's camera 2. Camera 1, camera 2. Let me know if you like the 2 camera action. And how are we doing here? All right, 62. Small group. I've been going live like crazy today. After picking up your second or third programming language, adding a new one is pretty easy, 100%, as long as you have a good grip on the underlying structures. Exactly. I have written commercial code, Mr. Herman. I have written commercial code in, I think it's 9 languages over the years. Not all at the same time. That would be nuts. But, 9 languages. And it's not, if you know anything about development, it's not that impressive, because once you've done once you've done your third programming language, you can learn a new one like pretty quick. I would go into jobs as a contractor or as a freelancer. I go into jobs and I would look at what they need and I would learn something on the fly. I did it several times. Not a big deal. Not a big deal, because, a function is a function, a method is a method, a variable is a variable, an array is an array. There's slight differences, in terms of how they implement these things. But the hardest part about all that stuff is the conceptual understanding. And as you suggested, Herman, is the underlying structures, the idiosyncrasies of the languages. Every language has its weird stuff. Like JavaScript's got some weird stuff going on. So you have to understand those weirdo things. But once you get past the weirdo stuff, then you're okay. Oh, I got to hold on, guys. Professional. Hello. Doing live stream. Well, are we going to Rubens though? So how about I meet you in Rubens in 15 minutes? Well, you know where it is. It's on, you're talking to one on Stanley, right? Stanley and St. Catherine. Okay, so I'll meet you. Always professional here. Always professional. So yeah. All right, guys. I got an extra 5 minutes with you guys and I have head out. So any last questions, let me know. I know basic PHP. I'm developing themes with advanced custom fields plugin. It's quite fun and pixel precise. Oh, very cool. Very cool. Apologize for that. Cool. When do you know when you're ready to apply for a job? When you're comfortable, we'll talk about web stack. When you're comfortable, building a front end, maybe talking to a database. How many years did you spend doing corporate development before you went to freelance route? I almost went straight freelance. I had my company. I built a site for my company in 94, 95. I took my first gig. I worked for I did a freelance contract for a legal firm, built their website. 96, I sold out of my business. At the time, it had nothing to do with tech. And then I started doing freelance work. I did 1 or 2 contracts as a contractor, which is different from a freelancer. But most of my work is freelance. I hardly did any corporate work except for that contract. That's about it, man. Any more stories on your experience during the 90s? How did you feel with the launch of Netscape back then? And where were you when Napster was a thing? Oh yeah, I remember Napster when that came out. I was downloading songs. Well, that wasn't. People got nailed for that, I did not download any songs on Napster, officially. But yeah, I was there. I saw the development of all these things. It was a lot of fun. Prolog and Lisp are still relevant in AI development world. I don't know. I don't know. I would doubt it. I would think it's all about Python and C++, or maybe even, what's it called? That new language that's coming out all of a sudden, Rust. There you go. What do you think about native iOS, Mac OS development with Swift, Swift UI? Do you think it's worth pursuing? Yeah, I think there's jobs there. There's no question about that. Try it out. See what it is. Your mic is live, by the way. Yeah, I knew. You're always on the move. Stream ending soon. Yes, it is. Unfortunately, I have to go. Uncle Steph can't stay away from the party life. I don't got much party left in me at 169 years old. You got to party while you can. Thanks, Steph. Hey, Sergeant, how are you, man? 3 hours to download a 3-minute song. Yeah, well, MP3's made it 10 minutes. All right, guys, thanks for joining the stream. I hope you found it useful. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And yeah, I'll be live tomorrow. I might do a live on the go. This is the winner mic, by the way. This is a famous mic for broadcast. But this is the winner mic. Everybody likes this mic better. That's pretty good. This is a large diaphragm mic known for details. That's why you heard the details much more so. All right. Cheers, guys. I'm out of here. We'll do Cape Elizabeth.